Hello guys and girls listening to this is Rihapega, and these are my dogs with an announcement for you.
Make a comment for a chance to win a gift card. Also, please subscribe, share, and give this video a thumbs up, it really helps.
So with that being said, let's check some of the posts from r/EntitledParents. Entitled kid that stabs me in the arm with a knife. A bit of background, 2 kids, 9 ED and 10 ES in my neighborhood were homeschooled. They also had very religious parents who were convinced they could do no wrong. The children were generally very annoying and entitled due to their isolation from society for homeschooling. So anyways, one day me and my younger brother, 8B, were playing in our front garden, just running around like the children we are. I was about 12, so slightly older than everyone else in this story. So we were playing happily when the EKs come out of their house and over to our lawn, boastingly, "What are you losers doing?" "We are playing." "Well, I bet you are not even good at the game. My brother is the fastest boy I know." Probably because they knew no one else. I swear the only time they left their house was for church every Sunday. "No, my brother is the best runner." "Thanks, little bro." He then challenged me to a race to the end of our neighborhood. First one there wins. Okay, fair. 3, 2, starts running. Go! I easily start catching him and I'm about to pass him about halfway down the road when he reaches into his pocket and, no joke, pulls out a pocket knife. He then proceeds to stab me in the arm as I am running. I of course yell out in pain and stop running with the knife still sticking out of my arm. On the verge of tears, I get up and walk back to my house clutching my arm, now bleeding quite a bit. The ED taunts me about losing the race. ES cheering and shouting from the other end of the street. As I go inside my house to get my mom, my arm and left side of my jumper now completely red. It was quite deep, he had really gone for the kill. She is just in the kitchen right next to the front door, so quickly came to see me repainting the floor. She immediately asked what happened after running to get her first aid kit. She is a primary school teacher, so she is trained in first aid. I explained through tears as it really hurts. She goes outside to confront the ES who has now cornered my B and is taunting him, along with ED, about how slow his brother is. My brother is now crying also and my mom is furious. Holding back punches, she yells at the ES for a full 5 seconds about violence before the neighbor's door bursts open and out waddles the entitled mom. "What the fuck do you think you're doing yelling at my son? Your son just stabbed my son. What the hell is he doing with a knife? That's his pocket knife that he got for his birthday. Where have you put it?" My mom was confused but still very angry. "What?" I said, "Where have you hidden my son's knife? That's his property and I demand you give it back right now or I will call the police." My mom is stunned into silence for a few seconds, during which I have left the house, as I have now bled through the bandage she has quickly put on and I'm feeling faint. "There it is, give it back you little shulap." She had noticed the knife poking out of my arm, which my mom had left in as to not make my wound any bigger. The EM then stormed past my mom and yanked it out of my arm, along with a small chunk of flesh. At this point I lost consciousness as I had lost quite a bit of blood and the pain from the flesh being ripped was the final straw. After that, I am told my mom called 999 while the EM and EKs ran inside their house and locked the door. I was taken to the hospital where I was given a blood transfusion and was properly bandaged up. Turns out a major vein in my arm had been cut, so it was pretty bad. In the end, the ES and ED were put in foster care after CPS looked into their homeschooling, and EM ended up serving some time in prison. My mom did not press any charges as her presence in the church and primary school had given her a kind heart for children with poor parents. I recovered pretty quickly and got a nice cool scar to show to my friends. So wow, yeah, this story, I have heard of stories like this, but I live in Mexico, so some of the kids that play soccer, they get pretty intense. But I will be surprised to see a kid with a knife, like an actual kid. Entitled kid steals my Pokemon cards and the entitled parent rips view of mine up. Yes, I'm a nerd, don't judge me. A few months back, I was in my room playing Halo 3 when my mom told me a friend of hers was coming over. I said, okay, then she said there was a kid. She never said the kid's age, but I think he was 9. We'll call the kid Duke because that name just seems fitting, I don't know why. Duke came into my room and looked around and sees the huge box of Pokemon cards in my closet. I have been collecting cards for years and have them neatly organized in a big clear box. I kept the good ones in a little case behind a couple of pop figures on top of my shelf. He goes over to them and asks about them and says they're neat and then goes on. We talk where we will say a couple of words to each other for about 25 minutes. Duke goes over to my closet again to look at them. He grabs a few and asks if he can keep them. I have a lot, so I said sure, something I probably shouldn't have done, and he slowly shoves them into his pocket. He asks if he can have a Mega. I have a pile of those stacked up in a section too. I said no. This pisses him off and he screams, "I want them now!" I say no again. His mom comes in and asks what's wrong, and he does the classic line of, "They took my cards." The mom asks if this is true and I say no, those are mine. He takes out the 3 I gave him and says those are the ones I didn't steal. She sees the box and screams. My mom is in the room asking what's going on. "Your son took Duke's Pokemon cards," she yells. I told my mother that he took 3 and asked for them, and I said okay. I explained this to her and Duke's mom said that I should just give Duke some because I have so many. I said no, and then she started screaming about being a stupid and how I stole the ones I had. I then see the kid take every Mega card out of the pile and attempt to get away. I trip him and he fell. I pick up the cards and put them back while the mom yells at me and said I could have killed him or broke his nose or something. She then leaves when my mom threatened to call the cops. The kid gave me a dirty look, then the mom kicked the book and threw it across the room and ripped up the ones that fell. She yelled and cussed us out for a couple of seconds and then left. She didn't rip any of my cards, but I was missing 1 or 2 of the cards the kid tried to steal, so I think he did. It took me a few days to pick up and reorganize the ones I had. So yeah, I totally understand this story because I also had like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards when I was a kid, and I would have got seriously angry if someone tried to pull this on me. But yeah, this happened to a few of my friends. Like they told me like, I don't know, a kid or I don't know, maybe a cousin or whatever, they had stolen Pokemon cards from them. So anyway, guys and girls listening, did this happen to you? Like maybe not Pokemon cards, but like any of your toys when you were a kid, like did you get any of them stolen or anything? Let me know in the comments. Entitled mom yells at son over hard drive. So a little background, this happened sometime in January, and at the time my friend and I were at work when he told me what happened on the way here. Now, I don't remember everything he said, so sorry if something doesn't seem to make sense. My friend is 17 and still only has his permit, so his mom rides with him everywhere. So the characters in this story are EM is entitled mom and F is friend. My friend and I work at Subway, and when he came in, he has the most pissed off look I have ever seen on him. I asked him what was wrong and he told me what happened. He said it all started when they got in the car. "So how's that hard drive you got for Christmas?" "It's pretty good so far. You know, 8 terabytes, 1000 gigabytes for people who don't know terabytes, is a lot of space." Reminder that my friend uses the external hard drive for his PlayStation 4 and has already used about 3 terabytes worth of space. Yeah, it is. I'm still putting stuff onto it. "Well, is there any way you can put some of that space into my computer?" "What do you mean?" "I mean, I want you to put some of that space onto my computer." I can't do that. It's literally impossible to do." His mom has been known to just blow her load when things don't go her way. "Why not? I bought you that for Christmas and you won't even share with your own mother." My friend normally just stays quiet and takes it, but they have been growing through something with his mom, just constantly getting onto him and yelling at him, so he got tired of it and started screaming back. "I can't do it. That's not how hard drives work. You are always so selfish. You only care about yourself." "There is nothing I can do about it." At this point, my friend pulls up and just storms into the store. He only told me what happened on the way to work. I would have asked what happened when he got home, but that's really none of my business to ask. So funny thing is that I don't know if this is because of the post, but look at the advertisement that was in this Reddit post. So yeah, it was a Toshiba hard drive advertisement, which I mean it's kinda funny if you think about it. So I know I didn't upload a lot of videos this week. I probably uploaded like 2 or 3 at most, but I was super busy, and yeah, this is a picture of my dogs as a consolation, so hopefully you forgive me, but yeah, well, that's how it is, and we are still missing 5 seconds, so yeah, 2, 1, bye.